I came across a channel on YouTube that inspired me to do this video. This video is a bit different than what I'm used to, but I hope you will enjoy it. So stick around, here are the headlines. So, first off, the beer. This is a Urbeck Black Licorice Stout. So this is going to be a dark one. It's an, how do you say it in English? The word I'm looking for. Yes, it's an organic. That's what that means. Let's have a look at it. As you see, it's a rather dark beer. Ooh. That's a rather large top, I'd say. Oh, it's a wonderful smell. It's the hops, a touch of licorice. Wonderful. It's not as heavy as I thought. It's actually it's you could easily have this to any kind of meal. It doesn't it wouldn't ruin all the other tastes in a meal, for instance. I'd imagine it'd be like a bit chocolatey or something like that. It's not. It's a very good beer. Very strong beer taste. But it's quite light. And the licorice gives it this long-lasting aftertaste of beer and licorice and dark and winter and warm and sitting inside and it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes. That's a nice one. Now, for the next point, let's have a look at what I got in the mail. Yes, I could open this with my fingers. I do know that. But that wouldn't be any fun, would it? Yes, I did order these items. Well, now that is a sexy packaging, wouldn't you say? And that's it. Let's have a look. Aha! I suppose all of you recognize these. It's the Opinel, and this one is the number 6. I had one of these too, actually. Sorry, but I lost them over the years. But that's no catastrophe, because they are rather cheap. You can get them anywhere. It's a very, very, very old style pattern of knife. It's been around for ages. Actually, the pattern is from 18 something, 1897. So it's quite old. The Viprolok, this locking mechanism, which by the way makes it illegal in many places. It's a rather new idea. It came around in 1955 and has since been added to all their knives. And it's simple and I like it. I like it a lot. Now see, the number 6, the reason I choose the number 6 is because of the blade length. It has, at least the blade length is legal here. It gives almost a 4-finger grip. Kinda a 4-finger grip. What I normally do is I modify it a bit so I more comfortably can fit my pinky on the back there. And speaking of modifying, many people do a lot of modifying to these knives, which is quite easy to do, and there are a lot of good ideas if you look online, if you need to be inspired. One note though, when modifying, don't take away that corner there. That might come in handy, because if the knife gets wet, the wood will expand a bit and you can't get the blade out. If that happens, you can always knock on that corner and the blade pops out. Oh, and why 2? Why did I buy 2? Because they're not the same. They're not the same. It's a birch and an oak. What they do have in common is that this is the stainless version of the Opinel. I like the carbon steel version, but I plan on maybe doing a mod using the oak handle. And I have this idea that oak and carbon steel don't go well together. Something with the acid in oak. I don't know. Maybe I have them. I think I'll start off by just carrying these as they are, because I sort of missed my Opinel, so maybe I'll just do some EDC carry with this nice oak. Maybe I'll take this surface off. Nah, I don't know. It's a wonderful knife. If you don't know Opinel, try one out. And if you know Opinel and don't have one, buy one and try it out. They're really good. They're really good. They actually come with an edge. This being the stainless version, it feels a bit different sharpening it, but it takes a really nice edge. Camera timed out or something. I'll just take a quick sip of my beer and I'll give this a quick strop and see what that does to the edge. It shouldn't take long. Hang on. Let's see what that did to it. There's a tiny nick in it, spot that I didn't get. Oh yes. They are quite easy to sharpen. The steel is very thin, full flat ground. A few runs on the strop and they get very sharp. The carbon steel ones, they can just as easily get ridiculously sharp. So, I do like sharp knives, and I do like sharpening knives, so it's not really an issue. But even if you're not that trained with sharpening knives, these shouldn't be a problem. I want to show you a few other options, because as of lately I've been quite fond of legal carry knives, or what should I call them? Slip joint knives that I can carry every day, that are sort of traditional, and I found them to do everything I need a knife to do, and I really enjoy using them. Instead of using, say, some tactical one-head opening plastic or whatever knife, I really enjoyed over the last few months using these sort of old school knives, and I just want to show you a few other knives. I'll put in a few stills at the end so you can watch them a bit closer. Of course, the Victorinox, you all know this. This has no lock, so this would be legal carry even here in Denmark. This of course also has this this small tool. It's very slim in the pocket. And there's this odd thing. It's from France. Paladin. Kind of hefty gardening knife. Had fun using this. Also just a slip joint, although probably not legal, although it's a garden tool. This, a very good friend of mine sort of made this. It's an old British jackknife, or what's left of it, with bone scales, and all what's left of the old jackknife is the spring and some of the blade. This can get very sharp. It really quickly gets this patina, but I like it. It's weird looking, but I like it. Listen to that spring. And there's this cheapo sailing knife. Although cheap, it's quite good, and I wouldn't buy the very expensive ones in case it falls into the water, and I don't want to risk losing an expensive knife when sailing. And this works okay. I bring some sort of sharpening stone, so. Slip joint. And this is this is the smallest one. This is a toothpick. This is actually from Rough Rider, China made, but they do make very, very nice knives, Rough Rider. So if you don't have any trouble with it coming from China, you should try out these Rough Riders. They're really nice. Kind of fancy, isn't it? Not really for farm use. There's this one. I like this one. Flea Market Find. This very, very beautiful exotic wood. Sort of snake pattern throughout. And inside there's this Boker, made in Germany, Solingen. Very, very nice knife. I like this. Full grip. Ordinary spear point blade. Sharp. Very nice. Flea Market Find. That's, what's that in British pounds? That would be 7 or 8 pounds for this. Oh yeah, show you this as well. It's a small, what's it called again? Richards. It's from Sheffield. They were made with this, some of you might recognize this one. They were made with these silly scales that would pop off when using it the first time. I found an old one and put some wooden scales on it. Looks alright. And the steel in this is actually not bad, it's quite good. Not that different from the Boker. And the spring still has some snap to it. I like that. Very slim, pocket friendly. Yeah, so just a small, to show you some of my knives. I've been carrying this a lot lately. A lamb's foot. Lamb's foot, sheep foot, Wharncliffe. It's a small sheep's foot blade, and some call it a lamb's foot. This is a very traditional looking knife from Bright & Son, Sheffield, England. And I'm very happy with this one. I really enjoy carrying this one. Very, very strong back spring. Maybe a bit too strong for some, but this is a very good use here. I'll just show you this one, since I used it to open the letter. It's a buck. It's a buck canoe. Handy little thing. It's nice. This, by the way, is also made in China. So, just to show you some of my slip joints, and I'll show you some stills of the knives, and before you go, I have a recommendation for a channel on YouTube. It's the channel that inspired me to do this video. Sorry about that, short interruption. I really enjoyed watching this channel, and what I like the most is, of course, the man behind the channel, a very nice chap, and the fact that he does review all sorts of knives. He reviews very expensive knives that I will never own, and he reviews cheap or cheaper knives, like for instance Opinel type knives, Victorinox, stuff like that. he does it in a wonderful way. And another important thing, we share liking beer, and he has some very nice reviews of beers as well. So what's not to like? I'll put in a link, and be sure to visit his channel. So stick around for the stills, and cheers.